Histology is the study of tissues. Tissues are simply groups of cells that are similar in structure and function. They all have a common origin, that is, they all come from the same great-grandmother cell. There are 4 general tissue types. Epithelial tissues line things and cover things. Connective tissues are involved in binding and supporting materials in the body. Muscular tissue is involved in movement, either moving the bones of the body or moving materials through the body. And then nervous tissue is the controlling tissue. This is the tissue that communicates with the different parts of the body. Epithelial tissue is classified by the number of layers of cells and by the shape of the cell. So as we look at the number of layers, a simple epithelium has 1 layer of cells. A stratified epithelium has more than 1 layer. There are some epithelial tissues that appear to be pseudostratified. They look like they're made of several layers, but they're actually only 1 layer of cells. Then there are 3 cellular shapes. Squamous cells are irregular or flat in shape. Cuboidal cells are box-like, and columnar cells are rectangular. So here we see some simple columnar epithelium. The cells are column-shaped, they're rectangular in shape, and there's only a single layer of them. Pseudostratified columnar epithelium looks like we have more than 1 layer of cells. The cells are definitely rectangular, and if we were to follow every cell, we would find that it goes from the apical surface all the way down to the basilar surface. So this is really 1 layer of cells. They're just odd-shaped a little bit, and the nuclei are in different positions. Most of the pseudostratified columnar epithelium is ciliated. Simple cuboidal epithelium is found in a lot of glands, and here you see these tubes are lined with these little box-like cells, single layers of them, so that's simple cuboidal epithelium. Connective tissue is classified based on the type of cell we find in the tissue and the type of matrix that surrounds that cell. Connective tissue is the most common tissue in the body, so it is widespread throughout the entire body. What makes connective tissues unique is the matrix, and the matrix is composed of the ground substance, which has in it the glycoproteins that account for the fluidity of the material, and then the fibers. The fibers provide support and are found outside the cells. Collagen fibers, sometimes called white fibers, are very tough. They have a lot of tensile strength. Elastic fibers, sometimes called yellow fibers, are stretchy. And reticular fibers are collagen-type fibers, but they're thinner and they're branched. There are several types of connective tissue: adipose, areolar or loose connective tissue, blood, reticular connective tissue, bone, cartilage, dense regular, and dense irregular. We will only look at a few of these in this lab. Some of these others we will see in later labs. This areolar or loose tissue is sort of a light packing material that's found throughout the body. These fine fibers are the reticular fibers. We have a lot of open space. The ground substance here is pretty fluid, and we have fibroblasts that maintain these fibers. Adipose tissue, or fat tissue, has big fat globules stored in the cells. And adipose tissue is used to store energy, store this fat. It provides insulation and protection. Reticular connective tissue helps form a soft internal skeleton for some of these really squishy organs, like the liver and the spleen. Here the fibers make sort of a network, and the organ cells are suspended in that network of fibers. Blood is also a connective tissue. This is the tissue that helps transport respiratory gases, nutrients, and waste. The red cells, the white cells, and the platelets are the cells of this tissue, and the plasma is the matrix. Muscle tissue is classified by its location. Skeletal muscle is attached to bones, and when it contracts, it moves the body. Cardiac muscle is found in the walls of the heart. When it contracts, it's going to move blood through the heart and into the circulatory system. And smooth muscle is found in the walls of hollow organs. When these muscles contract, things move through these tubes. Skeletal muscle is striated, multinucleate, and what we call voluntary. You can see the striations. You can see multiple nuclei. The cells of skeletal muscle are very long. They run the entire length of any muscle. The stripes make it striated. Skeletal muscle is voluntary muscle because you decide when it's going to contract. And the fourth tissue is nervous tissue. This is specialized to conduct impulses so the body can be controlled and so we can communicate with different parts of the body. Nervous tissue composes the brain, the spinal cord, and the peripheral nerves. There are two cell types in nervous tissue, the neurons and the neuroglia. The neuroglia are these supporting kinds of cells. They insulate and protect the neurons. The neurons are the conducting cells. These are the ones that conduct the impulses. This is a giant multipolar neuron. The cell part, and there are extensions from it. These shorter extensions pick up information, and this long extension, the axon, transmits it to other parts of the body.